July 21st, 2023 will probably go down in history as one of the craziest days in film history. In case you've been living under a rock for the last year, Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer and Greta Gerwig's Barbie both release on the same day, July 21st, 2023. Two polar opposite movies. On one hand, you have Oppenheimer, a 3-hour R-rated sort of documentary about how Oppenheimer made the atomic bomb, leading to the death of hundreds of thousands of people. Then on the other hand, you have Barbie, which is apparently rated PG-13, which I didn't know until just now as I was writing the script. I always assumed it would be PG. Anyway, Barbie is about Barbie and Ken living their dream lives in the colorful Barbie land, and then leaving to go out into the real world. Kinda seems like a fish out of water story to me. Obviously, these two movies couldn't be more different, so naturally, the fact that both of them come out the same day has the internet going crazy. All sorts of Barbieheimer memes are taking over social media, and honestly, I'm all for it. I'll proudly admit that I ordered a Barbieheimer shirt off of Etsy the other day to wear to the movies. It seems like everywhere I go on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, half of my feed is just people talking about their plans to do a double feature with the two movies, and I for one am planning on doing that as well. Naturally, because these two movies are coming out on the same day, it sparked some sort of competition between the two. For the most part, I haven't really seen that many people saying that one will be better than the other or anything like that. But just to be thorough, I wanted to go over the box office predictions and stuff like that. Based on the fact that Barbie is rated PG-13, meaning more people can see it, as well as the fact that it has a more universal appeal, I guess, I'd imagine more people will watch Barbie in theaters than Oppenheimer. And I hate admitting that because Christopher Nolan is my favorite director of all time, and between the two movies, I'm more excited to see Oppenheimer, but I can't ignore the data here. Barbie simply has more going for it in terms of pulling in more people. However, Oppenheimer does still have one advantage. It may be rated R in dealing with a topic that less people care about, meaning fewer people will see it, but the people who do see it will probably be paying more money than those who are seeing Barbie. You see, Oppenheimer currently has all premium formats. That's to say IMAX, RPX, and all the other premium formats to itself. No other movies will be playing on those premium screens, and director Christopher Nolan is known for making his movies with IMAX cameras. In fact, he was one of the first directors to use IMAX cameras for feature-length movies. So, people who decide to go see Oppenheimer will be more likely to buy tickets in IMAX and other premium formats rather than standard. And for the record, standard tickets will still be available for Oppenheimer. But will Oppenheimer hogging all the premium formats be enough to overthrow Barbie at the box office? Honestly, I kinda doubt it. I don't think the couple extra bucks Oppenheimer will make on a ticket-to-ticket basis will overthrow the sheer number of people going to buy the slightly cheaper tickets to Barbie. So yeah, I think Barbie will make a bit more at the box office. But there is still one other element that these two movies will compete in, and that's ratings. Obviously, with nothing but the trailers to go off of, I can't make a judgment without bias taking over, so instead, I'm just going to compare the two directors' filmography to see who has the better chance of making the better movie. On Rotten Tomatoes, Nolan's best movie is The Dark Knight, coming in at a 94% in both critic and audience score. Now, Nolan's worst movie on Rotten Tomatoes is Tenet, coming in at a 69% critic and a 76% audience. However, it is worth noting that of Nolan's 11 movies, his 10th worst movie is Following, which has an 82% critic score and an 85% audience. So, the vast majority of his filmography is widely considered good. Now, as for Greta Gerwig, her filmography in terms of movies she's actually directed is a lot smaller. Barbie will be her 4th movie that she's directed. As such, Rotten Tomatoes hasn't made a list ranking her movies like they did with Nolan, so I had to go through her 3 movies and calculate an average score for each so that I could compare it to Nolan. Her best movie with the data I collected is Little Women, with a 95% critic and a 92% audience, which averages to a 93.5, just barely losing to Nolan's The Dark Knight, which has a 94% average score. In fact, as I'm looking into this, apparently Little Women was nominated for Best Picture in 2020, but it lost to Parasite. Now, I haven't seen any of her 3 movies, so I can't comment on the quality myself. Anyway, her worst movie on Rotten Tomatoes is Nights and Weekends, which has a 85% critic score and a 50% audience score. So, off that data, Nolan, with his bigger filmography and more experience making movies, combined with his movies being better received, would theoretically get better reviews for Oppenheimer than Barbie will. Obviously, this isn't a surefire bet, anything can happen, and I can't wait to see them both. If I'm being honest, if it wasn't for the double feature meme, I probably would have just waited to see Barbie on streaming rather than in theaters. Obviously, I was going to see Oppenheimer regardless because I love Nolan so much, but I think a friendly competition is exactly what the movie industry needs right now. Box office numbers, for the most part, haven't really returned to their pre-COVID state, and this June has been pretty terrible for the box office. Besides Spider-Verse making a boatload of money, no other movie has done very well at all, including The Flash, Indiana Jones, Transformers, Elemental, etc. And there are several reasons for that, which I won't get into in this video, but long story short, I think Oppenheimer and Barbie double feature will be great in boosting faith in movies and getting those box office numbers back up. And I can't wait to see both of these movies, and I hope you get a chance to catch it too.